Subway lines, reading thoughts between the signs. He drew a chart with tangled threads, connected dots no one else read. Starts out east where secrets breed, that's where they plant the lizard seed. Late night radio static hum, truth and fiction come undone. It's these people from Manchuria, pulling strings in the paranoia. Every shadow's got a face, every truth's been displaced. If you look just right, you'll see. Or maybe it's just what you believe. Shifts on hidden cues, all according to their views. Tinfoil crowns and whispered plans. Check the skies, don't trust the scans. Every glitch a deeper scheme, every fact a broken dream. Signal lost then reappears, feeding on our quiet fears. It's the lizard people from Manchuria, dancing through the conjecture blow. Every headline hides a clue, every voice is not quite true. Follow threads until they fray. Oh, let them carry you away. Is it real or just the spin? Where does truth stop letting in? Every answer splits into one for me and one for you. The deeper down the tunnel goes, the less you really think you know. Wait, did you hear that? No. That was just your mind, right? It's the lizard people from Manchuria, or maybe just a strange allure, a need to make the chaos clear. There's a plot behind it all, or none at all behind the wall. He folded up his paper map, said truth's a thing you can't unwrap, but if you try, you might just see it's not them, it's you and me. Serving octillion atoms in a borrowed frame, holding up a body with a borrowed name. Every breath a quiet rearrange. Nothing here was meant to stay the same. Dust from stars that burn too bright, scattered wide across the night. Now they hum beneath my skin, like they always have been listening. Every second breaking down, building up what I've become. 7 octillion atoms trying to be me, spinning through a borrowed identity. Not a single one remembers who I was, but together they decide. Because am I fixed or just in motion? A fleeting spark in a chemical ocean. Trade a million cells by noon, lose a past I held too soon. Every thought a fragile thread, woven from the almost dead. If I fade and rearrange, does the eye survive the change? Or is it just a clever lie, a story atoms tell in time? Every moment slip and slide, no true edge to what's inside. 7 octillion atoms playing out a role, building up the fiction of a soul. Every bond a temporary claim, every spark a different flame. Am I more than what I'm made of, but just the sum of what remains of? If you took them all apart, pulled the thread from every part, would you find me in the space, or just silence in my place? Shift, change, nothing stays the same. Seven octillion atoms in a borrowed frame, holding up a body with a borrowed Two blooms in a garden of thorns, white in the dusk, red in the storm. Roots intertwined beneath the ground, feeding on soil where blood is found. A crown divides what once was one, brother against brother, undone. Petals fall on fields of gray as kings are crowned, then swept away. No gentle spring, no summer peace, only war that will not cease. In the war of the roses, beauty turns to blade. Every vow a promise slowly frayed. White or red, it's hard to call who will rise and who will fall. Through the bloom and through the scars, they tear apart the English stars. A whispered claim, a lineage drawn, a fragile right to wear the crown. The court is dressed in silken lies, while steel reflects in watching eyes. The rivers run with crimson thread, ghosts of kings already dead. Each victory just plants the seed for yet another fight to bleed. No victor stands without a cost. Every gain a kingdom lost. In the war of the roses, blood feeds the land. Power slipping through every hand. Red and white both fade to rust, every throne reduced to dust. Through the bloom and through the scars, they tear apart the English stars. What is a crown but borrowed gold? A story waiting to be told. And what remains when petals fall? Just empty halls and nothing at all. Raise the banners, hear them cry. Another king is born to In the war of the roses, time takes its due. No throne remains forever true. White to red and red to none, every war outlives the one. Through the bloom and through the scars, they fade away like fallen stars. Two roses grow where none should stand, still fighting for a fading land. place, and shadows drift across my face. People walking up sideways, speaking in a mirrored phrase. Every step feels slightly wrong, like I've been right side up too long. Nothing fits the way it did. Every answer somehow slid. The sky is upside down tonight. Stars are sinking out of sight. I'm reaching up but falling through everything I thought I knew. If I stand or if I drown, does it matter upside down? From the street, landing softly at my feet. Voices echo back too late, like time itself can't calibrate. I saw my reflection blink before I had a chance to think. Now I'm not sure who's inside or which way to hide. Every line I try to trace leads me somewhere out of place. The sky is upside down again, logic bending into pretend. Every truth begins to slide, nothing left to help decide. If I flip it back around, will I still be what I found? Is it me or is it real? Or just something I can't feel? If the world can rearrange, maybe I was meant to change. Don't look down, don't look up. There's no difference anymore. That's what sets me free. Clouds beneath and stars below. Which way is it meant to go? flesh and bone. They call them the Peshmerga, those who stand their ground when silence is the loudest sound. Not for glory carved in stone, but a place to call their own. Through the years and all that's gone, they carry on. Through every name, to hold a thread through fractured time and make survival something more than rhyme. No map, no light can erase what lives inside. They are the Peshmerga, more than what they seem. A living thread, a waking dream. Not just battles, not just war, but everything they're fighting for. Through the past and what will be, they write their own identity. And in the mountains, standing still, their story echoes, and it will. Held the crown, built the walls and locked them down. Spoke of strength of nations' will, while quiet voices faded still. Screens would glow with curated light, shaping day and shaping night. A story told so long, so well, it almost felt unbreakable. Shout, they start as doubt, a whisper no one can drown out. An illiberal democracy falls tonight, not with fire but a shift in light. Ballots cast where silence stood, a quiet change misunderstood. No single shout, no final call, just something turning, and it falls. From inside the frame, once part of the very same game. Now walking roads no one had tried, with open words, no need to hide. Crowds that once had learned to wait, now leaning hard against their fate. A tide that rose without a sound, until it shook the very ground. Not all at once, not clean or clear, but something shifting year by year. An illiberal democracy falls tonight, after years of tightening its grip tight, not by storming palace gates, but just pretend? Can what was built be built again? Or does it linger in the pen? No tanks, no flames, just ballots writing different names. Call, you wonder, did it really fall? The lights are on, the crowd is gone, a different hand now carries on. open air.
Not a secret, not a lie,
just a star that is about to die.
Maybe meaning's never clean, always caught in what's between. Tune it, shift it,
Try to let the signal lift.
maybe noise is what we're from.
In every home,
In every thread,
the foreground speaks
of what we said.